Tomorrow marks 1 year since the chemical MCHM leaked into the Elk River, and still a whole lot of unanswered questions remain. One group looking to help with that process and answer those questions is one you'd least expect, because they're middle school students. WSAZ Charleston's Taylor Eaton spent the morning at Andrew Jackson Middle School in Cross Lanes, and one teacher there, Taylor, is getting very creative when it comes to his lesson plans.
Yeah, Amanda, throughout the year, teacher Mike Field and about 30 of his students have actually taken a hands-on approach when it comes to learning about the water crisis. They're using science, technology, engineering, and math, that's better known as STEM, to learn about the crisis. Field tailors his lesson plans and discussions to fit the regular curriculum. Now, these students have been analyzing the chemical MCHM and other chemicals that were in the water. They've been calculating just how much water the affected areas use daily and are looking at the engineering of containment. And as eager as Field is to teach the students about the spill, he says they're just as eager to learn.
We sat down and we brainstormed, what could we have done differently? How could we have gotten through it easier? And the kids came up with a lot of great ideas.
Now, Field then submitted that lesson plan for a STEM competition. Andrew Jackson Middle School was picked for the finals. They're actually the only school in the state in this competition. The school's already won grants for technology just by getting to the finals. Amanda, they'll then be able to use those grants for future projects and lessons.
All right, Taylor, thanks so much. And Field says he hopes to have the students show presentations to the DEP and Homeland Security very soon. Kasdorf was shot to death at Motel 6 in Cross Lanes. 3 suspects tried to run from police before crashing into a telephone pole in Charleston. WSAZ Charleston's Taylor Eaton's been following this for us. And Taylor, all 3 of those suspects are now facing murder charges.
Murder as well as robbery and conspiracy. State police say these 3 came up with a plan to rob Kasdorf, but that plan didn't include killing him. Troopers say Shayla Stevenson, Marcus Curtis, and Tarek Hogan all grew up with Kasdorf. They say the night before, Hogan was actually at the casino with him and noticed he had a lot of money on him, about $4,000 to $6,000. Troopers say the 3 came up with a plan to get that money. Hogan and Stevenson stayed in the car while Curtis went into Kasdorf's motel room with a gun. But when Kasdorf tried to take the gun, Curtis shot him. They took off but ended up crashing in Charleston, and it was a scary few minutes for people at both scenes.
And the children that's out here playing, I have a 14-month-old grandchild that we could have been walking out here, as we usually do.
Freaked me out, scary. Makes me want to leave.
Now, how many times Kasdorf was shot and where he was shot still remains unclear tonight. Amanda, they're waiting for the autopsy report for all of that information.
All right, Taylor, thanks. We reached out to all 3 suspects today. They declined to comment. Hard to believe it's been a year since the water crisis, and still hundreds of people not turning on the tap. Today, WSAZ Charleston's Taylor Eaton spoke with a woman in Charleston. She says one thing has not changed in this last year. She's not using her tap water.
That's right, Amanda. Officials have actually said that water is safe to drink, and it's been safe to drink for months. But Amy Weintraub says she still doesn't trust that water. When the chemical spill happened on January 9th of last year, 300,000 residents were not only allowed to drink the water, but they also couldn't use it for cooking, cleaning, even bathing for several days. And now, a year later, many people are back to using that tap water for all of those things. But Weintraub still says that she refuses to drink the water or even use it to cook. Her and her husband actually ended up contracting with a commercial water provider who brings them bottled water every month. But she says it's an option that's not available to a lot of people.
We're lucky that my husband and I make enough money that we're adding this additional utility, if you will, has been something we've been able to manage. But I think about all the thousands of families across the affected area that, an extra $45 or $50 a month is just not in the cards.
Now, just 2 months ago, we surveyed over 100 people here in the state. About half of them said they're still not drinking that water. I asked Amy Weintraub if she thinks that she'll ever be able to trust it again. We'll have her answer for you tonight at 6.
All right, Taylor, thanks. Also tonight at 6, an in-depth look back at the water crisis from a year ago. This all happened after several homes in the Kasdorf Lane area have been burglarized. Neighbors say people are breaking into the homes in the area of Woodward Drive and Kasdorf Lane and taking off with whatever they can grab. WSAZ Charleston's Taylor Eaton spoke to one of the victims today. And Taylor, this is all happening in broad daylight.
Amanda, they're actually waiting for people to leave for work, and when they see they're gone, that's when they strike. One man I spoke with today had 2 separate homes broken into. Before Christmas, they broke into the garage of his home on Woodward Drive. He's actually remodeling that home, and his family is staying at his father-in-law's home on Kasdorf Lane while the work's being done. Monday, that home had the door kicked in, and the burglars made off with his TV, a gaming system, even a camera. He says they were in and out quickly, tearing up his home in the process.
Basically kicked the front door in, which, broke all the framework out of the door. No other damage inside the house. Once they were in, I guess they shut the doors and got what they wanted gathered up, and then got it out here without anybody seeing them.
Now, unfortunately, one of the items taken was worth a lot more than money to Scott Wanling. Tonight at 6, we'll tell you what that was and what he's asking whoever took it to do.
All right, Taylor, thanks. And anybody with information should give the Sheriff's Department a call.